up, Wagon? It's your girl Zena from Macca Beauty, and today we are going to do a get ready with me chit chat kind of thing, you know, just talking and whatnot. Yeah, basic stuff. I won't really be saying what I'm using. I'm just gonna do my face however I feel like. It's gonna be a very basic look, yeah. But how y'all doing? Like, how are you guys? Like, I have been like so busy lately. Oh, and by the way, before I moisturize, by the way, I'm using Cetaphil, only thing that works with my face. But before I moisturize, I toned and whatnot, so I use a toner. So now I'm just moisturizing, and I tend to put a thick layer of this on because my eczema has been acting up lately, and honestly I can't be bothered, because I can put on a layer and it's okay, but then after a while it just kind of starts acting up. So I tend to put on a thicker layer so it lasts longer. I don't know, I love this, but probably I should try something else. I don't know, but yeah, Cetaphil is where it's at in terms of moisturizing. But yeah, as I was saying, how are you guys? Like, I'm good. I'm good. I wouldn't say like I'm happy all the time, but I've been in such a better place since of late. I think that has to do with me, you know, praying more and reading God's word and stuff. And also I think that has to do with me also letting go. I talked about this briefly a little bit the other day. Well, to some of my friends I talked about it, and you know, I realized that when you harbor things in your heart and you don't let go, you know, it does play a role in quite a lot of things, quite a number of things. Your outlook on life, your perception of different things, your emotion towards certain things, and it does have a toll on you, you know. And even without you realizing, I didn't realize until someone brought it up to me, like, you're hurting because you refuse. Well, one of the reasons you're hurting is because you refuse to let go. And I mean, as much as, you know, whatever happened did really hurt you, you have to learn to let go and not necessarily forget, because you have to be smart about it. Like, yeah, but let go, forgive, and be smart about it. Don't necessarily, especially if the person is genuinely trying to be better and do better, you know, not bring up the past. It's a hard process, yes, but at the end of the day, it really helps you. It does one. I mean, I feel so much more lighter in terms of I'm not harboring anyone up in my heart, you know. It's just something that, I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but like, it's just something that I think all of us should really and truly try to do, like, no matter how much. And yes, it's a hard process. You're probably going to cry about it a lot depending on what the situation is, but I think in the end is, well, I don't think, I know in the end that it's worth it, just letting go of whatever may stop you from basically living your life. It almost in a essence kind of paralyzes you in a way, because you're constantly living for that person, you know, and constantly living for that person in a sense that your whole emotions and actions, or not necessarily person but situation, your whole emotions or actions are determined by it, if you get what I'm saying. So for example, you yeah, for example, you saw someone, and this is just an extreme, but you saw someone someone you love jump off of a cliff or something, died on whatever. I don't know what that example came to mind, but yeah, that's the example. And you avoid that cliff because of the memory of all of that, and you probably hate the person for doing that. Probably the cliff is, you know, is a path to which you go to work. I don't know, I'm trying to give you the gist of what I'm saying. Go to work, and because you're avoiding the cliff, you're always late for work. You have the person up in your hand, and because they were the person, you know, that was supposed to be, you know, there for you. I don't know if you guys heard that laugh, but the person that was supposed to be there for you, the person that was supposed to essentially, yes guys, I'm packing on the powder because your girl is not about to get oily out here. But they were, and you just harbor all of that in your heart, and essentially it just keeps you from, first of all, going to work early because you're avoiding the cliff. Second of all, you have somebody in your heart that is, as harsh as it may sound, that is dead, pretty much. And even for the living, sometimes you have people in your heart and they don't even know that you have them. So essentially, to them, you are just there. And I mean, granted, some people may know, but others possibly may not. And I think if you have a grievance with someone, or if you have them up, the best thing to do is probably talk to them, right? Talk to them and show them a standpoint. If after that nothing is per se resolved, then you just move on from there. Just know that you don't mess with that person necessarily. Maybe talk to them depending on what, but you have to be smart about it. Sometimes you can't really talk to the person, but you have to learn to just let it go. Let it go, let it go. I don't know the rest of the song. But yeah. So essentially, you have to be smart in terms of your feelings. Smart in terms of, oh, I didn't do my eyebrows. But usually I do my eyebrows before bed. I don't know why I didn't do my eyebrows this time, but I'm gonna do it soon. But you have to be smart about what you hold up in your heart. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone should be, I mean, you get angry and that's human nature, but in terms of carrying malice and all of them things there, I don't think you should do that, essentially, because trust me, sometimes you do that and you're only hurting yourself. My dad always says he's 180 something pounds or whatever, and he's very heavy to carry up in to essentially carry, right? So imagine you carrying someone up. I mean, figuratively speaking, you're not carrying that 100 and whatever pound person, but it could equate to that because it's such a burden that, you know, it honestly doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't get angry, and oh, you should be a pushover, and oh, pretend that it doesn't hurt. You get me? I'm not saying none of that, because you have to go through the process, right? You have to go through the process, and if you pretend that everything is always all right, then really and truly, I think I used too much, but I'm gonna work with it. yeah, really and truly, keeping everything bottled up and repressing everything does play out. And I can speak from experience. It does play out eventually, and it is not necessarily something that will be good per se. So yeah, if you even have to go to a psychiatrist, that's the right word, because I think there's a difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. But yeah, if you even have to go to someone to talk to, do that, you know, because keeping everything bottled in, because for years I'm not really the type of person to necessarily talk about my feelings and how exactly I feel. If anyone asks me, I'm okay. If anyone, are you struggling with something? No, man, I'm good. I'm just that type of person. And you know, I just want to say that trust me, it doesn't work well bottling everything up, okay? As in, even if you have to say like stuff little by little, you know, because if you're a person like me, you know, talking about your feelings like that is just so weird. It's really weird. It's just, I don't know how people do it, you know, but I'm learning. But if you're a person like me, a little goes a long way, because you just feel more at ease, and yeah, you don't feel like you're all alone again. And you have to be careful who you tell your things to as well, because not everyone who listens or who's willing to listen is the right person. First of all, you have to be aware of those who basically talk your business. You understand? You have to be smart about it. You have to know who, or even if they don't talk your business, some people just don't know how to help certain persons, even if they're good listeners. Although sometimes all we need is a good listening ear, but like sometimes you need advice, and some people cannot advise you. And that's the thing one of the things you have to worry about when talking to someone. And you have to be wary of those people who only tell you what you want to hear, because sometimes what you want to hear is not necessarily what you need. You get me? Sometimes you have to hear the raw, hard truth, and a lot of us don't like hearing the truth, you know? A lot of us want to hear that lie that makes us feel better, but sometimes we have to hear that raw truth, and we just have to move on from there. And you have to find those people who really care. That's how you know when someone really, really cares. Because if they don't care, you know, they just let you do what you want to do. They just say what they think you need to hear, you know, and then move on with their life. But if they truly care, you know, they'll say stuff that probably will hurt your feelings, but in the end will help you, you know. And as much as I said, I'm not the type of person to, and you really find that those persons are the persons who really don't talk their feelings. So for me, I would say I'm that type of person. If I really care about you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna try my best to advise you and to be a good listener. But in terms of talking my feelings, yeah, that's another case. It's being worked on, you know. But yeah, so you have to find persons who will help you, you know, on this journey to letting go. And I've been so grateful since of lately for the couple of friends who, you know, have been there for me, have put up with my foolishness, you know, and have essentially helped me to be in the last couple weeks to become so much better person, you know. I'm so grateful for that. But as I said, letting go is really not easy. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's a part of healing. You cannot heal if you don't let go. You cannot heal properly, right, if you don't let go. Because trust me, I remember when someone brought it up to me, like, you really haven't let go. I thought I had forgiven the person. I thought I had let go. But it was brought up to me that based on observation, you know, the person was like, you really haven't let go, you know. You really haven't, you know, essentially let go. And it really hit home that day because I passed the person's house, like, and I got really angry. I was like, whoa, that person was right, you know. The person was so right. And as much as I didn't want the person to be right, the person was right. And from that day on, I worked on really and truly forgiving that person, even though they may not know. But I don't have them. If today they come to me, because there used to be a point the person tried to talk to me. If today they come to me, it will be weird. But that doesn't mean I won't talk to them. I can be in their presence and not get upset now. I can, if I need to have a cordial conversation with them, I can do that, because that's the process of healing, you know. It, as I said, it plays a role every time I use passes. I was easily upset, and as much as, oh, it probably won't be stopping me from, you know, getting things done, it played with my emotions, and emotions are a very fragile thing, and you don't want to be playing around with your emotions. You really don't. So yeah, I guess that's my 2 cents on letting go, you know. And don't be in a rush to necessarily let go, because sometimes, yes, we want to forgive the person, but we're rushing the whole process. I'm not saying that, oh, we should lengthen the process, but we rush the whole process instead of taking it step by step, and then we can sometimes get, what you call it, overwhelmed and probably end up giving up, and we don't want that, right? We really don't want that. We want to, it seems like my neighbors make a lot of noise during the day. I'm not home during the day, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, you have to know what you're doing. And as I said, talk to someone. Don't rush the process, and live your life. Sometimes in letting go, in not letting go rather, we forget to live life. Trust me, I've seen and heard people put their life on hold just because they don't want to forgive somebody, right? Which is absurd. Well, it's absurd now that I think of it. Because when I was doing the same thing, I mean, I thought it was absurd then, but it's more absurd now that I'm on this path of recovery and all these stuff. So yeah, it's crazy. But if you're a person who's really not wanting to let go, I guess that's your business still. Because as I said, as much as you may think that it's not affecting you, if you think how often you get angry about the situation, about the person, if you think about how it affects your daily life, because some people it affects them one way or the other, or in both ways. If you think about it, how it affects your relationship with others, trust me, it does affect you. it actually does affect you, right? Apart from that, letting go. I think I've said my fair share on that. Apart from that, I've been, well, letting go in terms of forgiveness. I've been kind of purging my whole, what do you call it? I don't want to say. I've been going through my friendships and seeing which ones are essentially good, which ones I should keep, which ones, you know, essentially don't help me. And I guess, I don't know if everyone goes through that, but I've never really gone through it because essentially all my friends have remained the same over the past couple years, except for the year before last year when I met a couple, you know. And yeah, I met a couple and yeah, they essentially became my friends. And while there are some who, yes, they have grown on me, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a very jealous friend, and my best friend is very friendly, right? She's jealous too, because if I get a new friend, you know, she has to make it known that, yo, this is my best friend, whatever. I think I'm the more jealous one, because I'm just that type of friend that when I find friends, I find forever friends, basically. And I just like having my friends to myself. But I've gained, sorry guys, I have to stop with doing the eyes, you know. But yeah, I've gained a couple friends in the last year and a half, separate and apart from my best friends, right? But upon reflecting, you know, I mean, while some of them are amazing, upon reflecting, I realized that eventually I don't need some of them in my life, you know. I don't, and I'm a very strong person in terms of my personality. I try not to be swayed by people, right? And I try my best to just do my own thing, you know, beat to my own drum. But I realized that, especially in the past year, some of them have essentially dumbed down my character in terms of that, and I want to be the person that I was before, you get me? Or at least a better version of that person, because the person who I was before wasn't perfect, yeah, but essentially I want to be the true me, and I wasn't doing that for a while, really. I guess it's a matter of, I think every once in a while we all want to essentially fit in, and really and truly we're all made with unique, what do you call it, unique personalities, right? And yeah, we're all made with unique personalities. Sorry guys if I'm, but this whole highlight thing has me, because I want it to be a very subtle highlight. But yeah, essentially we're all made with, or born with, what do you call it, unique personalities, and I don't, if you're born with a certain personality, I don't think you should try and, you know, hide that. Every personality, or rather every person, plays a role some way or another, and I just think you should live in that truth, you know. Live in your truth. Live for the person that you are, and not the person who people perceive you to be, because sometimes people perceive you to be something that you're not, like probably first on like first initial what do you call it, like if they meet you and they perceive you to be a person you're not, and maybe just that day you weren't your best self, and they perceive you to be something you're not, and because of what they perceive you try to live up to that when essentially you're not that. And yeah, so I've been trying to purge those friends who really and truly do nothing for me, who are just here to sponge off of whatever it may be, and keeping those friends who are just essential and have been helping me to become a better person, you know, have been helping me to grow to be who I really need to be. You get me? To grow, to help me to just live in my own truth and not anyone else's, right? And to just, I think over time we all need to do that, because especially, oh, this is done, especially this year, well, not this year, but especially, yeah, I guess you could say this year, although it's just started, but from like the latter part of last year, it brought home to me that some friends are here for a lifetime, some friends are here for a season, and you have to know which friends are like that, because essentially I think all friends serve their purpose, but not all friends are there supposed to be there forever. And it's not essentially to say that, oh, you won't talk to them, and oh, you won't be cordial with them and amicable and all these stuff, but it's just that the level of friendship that was there, hold up guys, before is not there anymore, because really and truly they don't offer anything for you. I mean, if you want to hang, or if you're in a group and you need to hang, yeah, you can hang, but in terms of, you know, in terms of yeah, in terms of being all, you know, close and all that like you used to, you have to be wise in figuring out those friends. So yeah, that's been my life since the start of 2018, and you know, I just hope to continue just growing in a sense while I do these different things and continue to live my life. So I'm just gonna set this on. Whew. Guys, thanks for watching me ramble and talk about stuff I don't know if you guys interested in, but I hope it helped you. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Yeah, the subscribe button, the right, this one. Alright, this one? Yeah. No, I lie. It there. Over here, so I don't know where it is, but wherever it is, subscribe, because I don't remember where it is. But yeah, I think it's over here. It's over here. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, did I forget something? Oh, my love, I know. No, no, no. I just realized my neck wasn't blended properly. You know, your girl can't go out with an unblended neck. What? Dropped on the No, let's put on some lip gloss. My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. All the buses stopping. They chase me out of the school.